Hey guys, welcome back. I tried selling 10 woodworking products in just 7 days. And honestly, most didn't sell, but a few did, and the results really surprised me. Stick around to see what actually sold, what flopped, and what you should know before starting your own woodworking side hustle. Let's start with the classic cutting board. For many woodworkers, this humble kitchen staple is the first project they ever sell, and it's easy to see why. Cutting boards are practical, universally needed, and offer a blank canvas for creativity. Whether you're a seasoned craftsman, or just starting out, making a cutting board is a rite of passage in the woodworking world. Everyone says they always sell, so I decided to put that to the test. I crafted a chunky, well-finished board, paying extra attention to the grain, the finish, and the overall feel in the hand. Then, I listed it on Facebook Marketplace and Etsy, two of the most popular platforms for handmade goods. I took time to photograph it in good lighting, wrote a detailed description, and set a price that reflected the quality and effort I put in. But as soon as I hit publish, I realized just how crowded the market really is. There were dozens, if not hundreds, of similar boards, many with glowing reviews and lower prices. It was a sea of rectangles and stripes, each one vying for attention. For days, my listing sat quietly, lost among the competition. No messages, no likes, no sales. Then finally on day 6 I got a notification. Someone had bought it at full price. The feeling was a mix of relief and excitement. The buyer even sent a message saying they loved the unique pattern and the smooth finish. I carefully packaged the board, making sure it would arrive in perfect condition, and shipped it off to its new home. This experience taught me something important. It wasn't instant, but it proved that even in a crowded market, a standout product can sell. The details matter: the choice of wood, the finish, the way you present your work. Buyers notice when you go the extra mile, and they're willing to pay for something that feels special. Cutting boards are everywhere, from online shops to local craft fairs. But even with so many options, buyers still want something unique, whether it's a striking grain pattern, a custom engraving, or a clever design. If you can offer something that stands out, you'll catch someone's eye. Patience and quality matter here. It's tempting to rush, but taking the time to sand every edge, oil the wood properly, and check for flaws makes all the difference. Sometimes it takes days or even weeks for a sale, but the payoff is worth it when your work finds the right home. So yes, cutting boards can sell, and they can be a great entry point into woodworking sales, but don't expect overnight results. Focus on making something you're proud of, and trust that the right buyer will come along. In the world of woodworking, patience, quality, and a touch of creativity are what truly make a king. Next up, let's talk about the floating shelf, arguably Instagram's favorite piece of home decor. You've probably seen these everywhere. Perfectly styled, minimalist wooden shelves holding plants, candles, and art prints all over your feed. They look effortless, modern, and seem to promise instant style points for any room. Inspired by their popularity, I decided to see if the hype would translate into real sales. I spent hours crafting a sleek, minimalist shelf from solid wood, sanding it smooth and finishing it with a natural oil for that perfect Instagram-ready look. I took my time with the photos, arranging plants and books just so, hoping to capture the same vibe that racks up thousands of likes online. Then, I listed it for sale, feeling pretty confident that it would be snapped up quickly. The listing got plenty of attention. Lots of views, a handful of likes, and even a few messages asking about dimensions and installation. But as the days went by, no one actually clicked buy. It was a little surprising, considering how trendy these shelves seem online. After digging a bit deeper, I realized the market is absolutely flooded with similar floating shelves. There are dozens of options, all promising the same minimalist look, and many at lower prices. Even the most stylish product can get lost in a sea of competition if it doesn't offer something unique. Maybe offering a bundle deal or customizable finishes and sizes would help a product like this stand out. People love options that fit their space perfectly, or a set that makes decorating easier. It's a reminder that sometimes a little extra creativity goes a long way in a crowded market. But for this challenge, my floating shelf just didn't make the cut. Despite all the effort and the Instagram-worthy photos, it sat unsold, a reminder that not every trend translates to instant sales. So, While floating shelves might be a hit on social media, in the real world, it takes more than just a pretty picture to make a sale. The phone stand is a quick, easy project, perfect for scrap wood. If you're just starting out in woodworking or looking for a way to use up those leftover pieces from bigger projects, this is a fantastic option. It doesn't require any fancy tools or advanced skills, just a bit of creativity and attention to detail. In just a short amount of time, you can turn what might have been waste into something both practical and attractive. I decided to go with a modern, minimalist design, something that would look good on any desk or nightstand. I kept the price low to make it accessible and made sure to take photos and videos showing the stand in action, holding a phone securely. Demonstrating how the product works is key, because people want to see exactly what they're getting and how it fits into their daily lives. After just a couple of days of listing it online, I got an order for 2 stands. The customer even asked for a small discount for buying a bundle, which I happily provided. It was a great feeling to see that someone valued the product enough to want more than one, and it showed me that even simple items can attract attention if they're presented well. This experience really proved to me that simple, useful products can sell, especially when they're priced right and look appealing. People appreciate quality craftsmanship and thoughtful design, even in small items. It's not always about making something complicated. Sometimes it's about meeting a basic need in a stylish way. Another big advantage is that phone stands are incredibly easy to ship. They're lightweight, compact, and don't require special packaging. This makes them ideal for selling online or at local markets, and you can make several in a single afternoon. Sometimes the simplest ideas really do work best. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to create something people want. A well-made phone stand is something almost everyone can use, and it's a great way to showcase your skills as a maker. So if you're looking for a fast-selling project that's fun to make, easy to customize, and genuinely useful, give the phone stand a try. You might be surprised by how much people love it, and how quickly it can turn your scrap wood into real results. I went all out on a wooden tray. Sturdy handles, beautiful finish, perfect for gifts. I styled the photos and set a fair price, but got only likes and saves. No buyers. Maybe trays are better in person or during holidays. Even great photos and pricing aren't always enough. For this test, the tray didn't sell. Some products just need the right timing or audience. Coasters seem like an easy win. Quick to make, everyone needs them. I made a set with a geometric inlay and listed them affordably. Despite some likes and a custom inquiry, no sales. The market might be too saturated, or my design didn't stand out enough. Coasters could work at craft fairs, but online, they struggled. Sometimes, even the smallest projects are tough to move. I made a unique modern knife block and listed it at a competitive price. Got a few questions, but no buyers. Maybe it's too big a purchase for a quick decision. Premium products often need more time or trust to sell. For this week, the knife block stayed on my shelf. Not every classic kitchen item is a fast mover. I tried a modern geometric wall decor piece, hoping to catch the eye of home decorators. Lots of views and shares, but no buyers. Wall art might need a stronger brand or more time to build trust. Pretty isn't always enough for a quick sale. Still, it was interesting to see the attention it got. Plant stands are trendy, so I built a minimalist one and priced it to compete with stores. Got some likes and messages about custom options, but no sales. Buyers might want more choices or to see it in person. Trends don't always mean quick sales online. Customization could be key here. Small stools are everywhere, so I made a sturdy, versatile one and listed it competitively. After some negotiation, I sold it on day 7 to someone who valued the handmade quality. This sale felt great. Functional, well-made items fill real needs. Stools aren't flashy, but they're dependable sellers. Sometimes practicality wins. Don't overlook the basics. I tried a custom engraved plaque, offering buyers their own text or logo. Got questions right away, and by day 3, someone ordered one as a gift. Personalization really does sell. People want unique, meaningful items. It takes more effort, but the payoff is worth it. If you're looking for a niche, custom work is a strong option. This was one of my favorite sales. Personal touches make a difference. After 7 days and 10 products, I learned what really sells and what just sits. Cutting boards, phone stands, stools, and custom pieces found buyers, the rest didn't. What would you try selling? Should I test this again with ads or SEO? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this experiment, hit like and subscribe for more real-life tests.